So as I promised, here is the second version of the Wild Hunt Frost deck. The difference between this version and the previous one: the previous version relied more on tall units, mainly the Goliath, Ygritte, Osro package. This one relies on something else. We're trying out She Who Knows. The reason we're trying out She Who Knows is, one, it's a tall card. Two, the issue I find with these Wild Hunt decks is they don't have a solid win condition, right? So like some decks, they're going to win with Siege, they're going to win with Ball, they're going to win with their Blue Stripes Commandos 3 times. They're going to win with their Colgrim, right? What do we win with this deck? And in general, the previous version we got value, and then at the end we won with like Osro. That was the idea. Now, I think these decks kind of need a win condition, something for round 3. And while we don't really have that, if we take a look at the Monster's Devotion options, right? What win conditions can we add? We're not going to add Keltelius. We already have the tall options we talked about with Ygritte and Osro. Other than that, what other big win conditions we can put in? Vi's a deck in itself, we can't do that. The only other option is Kashi. Kashi isn't fit because we're playing White Frost instead of, what's the guy that plays Woodland Spirit? You know the leader building I'm talking about, right? So, with Caranther, obviously. So we're kind of missing a big round 3. Like, we have a win condition we can play to, and if we get to it, we win. We don't really have that. But what She Who Knows gives us is a win condition in round 1 or 2. It's not like a sure win condition, but in round 1 or 2, we can set up the carryover of She Who Knows. It is so strong that usually you can win the game. That's the idea here. So, supporting that, without the tall package, we have some more provisions. We want to play Unseen Elder because we're playing Devotion. Normally, if I was making a deck that was not relying on Frost, this slot would go to, what's it called? Crimson Curse? Crimson Curse. You play Crimson Curse right, it gives you about, usually 10 value from the Bleeding, and then 6 value from Ekamara, so it's 16 for 10, that's really good. But here, we can't fit that in here because we're playing Frost. You can overwrite the Frost. Instead of playing Unseen Elder, Unseen Elder comes down for 6, gives Bleeding 4, then Bleeding 2 at the end of the turn, they take 1 damage. If their opponent was to pass, they would take 1 more damage in each of those. It's a 10-point swing when you play it, without any other bleedings out, by the end of your opponent's turn. So Unseen Elder is very strong, and we're trying it out here. You may also notice, as we go down, we have Oberon King again, obviously, and Eredin, and Nilfgaard, but, again, we're not playing Cave Troll. The reason for this is a lot of people are playing Purify, right? So there's a lot of Purifies, and Purifying Cave Troll is good. The other thing is, Cave Troll is a 9 provision card, right? Now, we could drop some provisions here, but what we're not relying on She Who Knows, Unseen Elder, for win conditions. Also, She Who Knows we're going to play as last play after they've passed, because even if they don't have a lock or something, if they damage it with like a 5 damage bronze removals card, it takes away a lot of her value just there too. So we want to play her when the opponent can't respond. So we're not going to try and protect her with Cave Troll. So mainly it's just Unseen Elder to protect. But what we're going to rely on instead of these gold cards for our win is we want to get most of our value out of our bronzes. We're playing 4 6 provision bronzes as we skip over Winter Queen, Gills, Aparian Phantom, and Parasite real quickly. Pretty standard cards. I don't think I need to explain these very much. But we're playing 2 Ancient Foglets and 2 Endrega Larvas. This is a lot of provisions for bronze cards. The reason why is because we want to value the bronzes for this. Right, we don't have a solid win condition because we don't really have one other than maybe She Who Knows. And obviously finishing with Oberon King of the Frost Out's really strong. But it's not like a guaranteed game winning type of thing. So I'm going to try and getting value of the bronzes. Ancient Foglet can give a ton of value. Usually you play him down for 6, right? Either your Red Rider's out, or you have a leader ability you want to use it, you play it, comes down for 6, and then you boost it as you play more Frosts. We're not playing Ardgaith in here. I found Red Riders to be sufficient, right? It gives Frost on each row for 2 turns. That's usually sufficient for what you need. Ardgaith gives you 3 on each row, but you get the Echo. The thing with the Echo is, I've found that with Ardgaith, you end up with too much Frost. Like, you're playing Frost on rows that don't have units in them, or you're going to have to open with Frost, or you're going to end in a round, say, a round 3, where you have 4 cards, and you have 5 turns of Frost on each row, and you're going first. So, I found it's too much Frost. Although, if you want to drop a Red Rider's Tour, I certainly wouldn't blame you. Anyway, Larva. So even though we're not playing the tall package, Larva is really good. The reason why is because we can boost it up pretty high. You're not going to be able to boost it up with every card. For example, Crew doesn't boost it, Gills doesn't boost it, but you can get it up. There's plenty of 5s. And then Foglet, you can set Foglet up to boost it too. Foglet can out as a 4. I don't recommend doing that, but you can. And then we have Kiki More Worker and Now Conqueror. 4 7-point bronzes. So we can fairly easily get our Endrega Larvas up to 7 each. It's 14 for 6. Quite strong. Foglet can get pretty close, although it could get higher. It depends on how you play your Frosts. Speaking of the Frost, we have the 2 Red Riders for Frosts, 2 Naglfar's Crews for Frosts, and we filled in 2 Taskmasters and 2 Bruisers. 2 Taskmasters might be overkill. You can swap this out as you feel. It can be whatever you want. Or you can swap out both Taskmasters for Riders. I have found with this deck that I don't need the Riders. But you can run them if you want to, for sure. You take a look at the 5-point monsters cards we have. Now, the reason I'm putting in both Taskmasters here is if we look at what we have, there's not really any other Wild Hunt cards. Sure, Witch Apprentice is very strong, but we don't have the tall units to really make that work. We do a lot of damage to the opponents. If there was a 5.5 damage bronze for monsters, we'd be running it for sure in this slot. But there isn't, so this is what we're going with. And yeah, as I was mentioning, also we have the 2 Kiki More Workers. The reason for this is if we take a look at the 4 Parisian Wild Hunt cards very quickly. Let's talk about this. Now, Navigator is fine, right? You can boost by 3. I prefer Navigator. Navigator helps with the dominance, but it only helps if you have dominance, you want more dominance. So say if you, for example, in a mirror match, right, you've got an 8, if there's Frost out and you want to boost it up so you maintain that dominance longer. Warrior's fine. Warrior is much better when Endrega Larva was a 1, because it could actually kill 1. Now it's actually pretty valuable. Because they'd play Larva, you could open with a Warrior. Obviously, this was since this was before White Frost had the ability, and well, Wild Hunt was significantly weaker then. But you could do that, right? They could play Larva. You could justify playing a Warrior and drop it. Hound, I think, is the most. It has an engine, and engines are very helpful in this deck. But our highest unit, other than She Who Knows, are 7-point bronzes. And I was finding in this deck, and even in the other one with the tall units, that Hound doesn't get boosted consistently enough. Because there's a lot of Nilfgaard and stuff like Joachim and just big boosts like that, you end up with positions that your Hound just doesn't give you value from. Anyway, this is the deck I arrived on. And I played a few games, seems pretty good. We're going to go record 3 new games, and we'll see what happens in them, see if we can get a good demonstration of how the deck works. Right into the first game then, we're going up against what I'm guessing is a Witcher SK deck. Our hand here is pretty good. We have an Endrega Larva, I like that. We have Naglfar's Crew, I like that. We have a Red Rider, so we can pull out our Winter Queen. Usually you want to do that early. The only time you don't want to do that early is when you know the opponent has a very, very strong round 3. They'll most likely get to, and it's some type of long round. You want the Winter Queen as an extra engine in round 3. That's very infrequent, but occasionally I'm like, oh, it's actually pirates. Alright, this will be interesting. So we'll just start with the Naglfar's Crew. I'm curious to see what his pirate deck is going to do against us. They did get buffed. This guy, I think, is not bad now. He doesn't have a ship. I'm curious why he doesn't have a ship. He might be playing the boost ships and only have those. So he hand buffed Coral with his stratagem. Now that's going to be problematic. Her armor can absorb some damage, and that's a big tempo swing. The question is, do we keep pushing here? Do we want to let him win? We want to. I don't think we want to let him win because I don't really know. He's going to have what's the Witcher guys? I want the Witcher guys. We'll see. We'll see what he's playing. The reason I don't like letting people win round 1, other than the regular reasons, is if I don't know what they're playing or know what's in their deck, I'm much more hesitant to go to a round 2 where they could do something I don't like. For example, think Nilfgaard, right? You don't know what your opponent's playing in Nilfgaard, you go to round 2 and suddenly they're playing a mill deck. That's a problem. It's like the same idea. If I don't know what they're doing, or what's specifically in their deck, I play harder to win round 1. Now we'll play our Larva here, play it in the range row, just in case. We want to put them all in the range row if possible, in case we get the opportunity where I think it's a good idea to play She Who Knows. We want that Sabbath active. Now Larva's is interesting here, because Gales won't boost it, So the only cards we have to boost it are Apparent Phantom, Eredin, something from Naglfar, and we're going to play the Apparent Phantom here while I'm talking. And on out Conqueror, and then She Who Knows. That being said, though, they're still going to get pretty big. Even if we just do Conqueror and Eredin, it'll be 10 for our 6th version card. That's okay. I think She Who Knows is going to be coming down this round. There's another Tide Cloak Hideaway. Going to get boosted by 4, I think it was the first time. Yeah, it was 4. We're talking here. Now his field's getting pretty strong. We're going to go Gels here. Actually, let me check. We could play Red Riders. Yeah, I think I want that I want that out of our deck. It'll also reactivate the engine on our Naglfar's crew. So that's nice. And then we play our Wild Hunt cards, as in the Conqueror coming up. It'll boost him by 1 point next turn. So that's another decent thing to mention. Unlike when we play Crew and Eredin, Gels plays the special card from our deck. So it doesn't count as his deploy for the Frost, so the Frost isn't out, he doesn't boost himself. I guess that was a long way of saying he doesn't boost himself when the Frost is being played by him. On our Conqueror, we're getting fairly close at points here. Because he's going to take 4 here, then we have Phantom and Crew boosting. We had the order from Phantom too. We might have to play Parasite here. I don't quite want to play She Who Knows yet. Since he's playing Reckless Fury, I'm a little concerned he might have a... Okay, we don't have to worry about it. She Who Knows comes down, 10-point carryover. This is exactly what we want to do. We get value out of our Wild Hunt cards. We force him through mainly our... Not as highlighted here, but our 6th revision bronzes, the Ancient Foglet and the Larva. We want to use those to get value to lead around, and then we drop She Who Knows for carryover. That's the goal of the deck. Here it's working out pretty well. The other thing is we don't have great going first cards. Ideally we'd set up She Who Knows for 2nd carryover, but that basically never works. Kikimore Worker is actually worse here than most scenarios because he has Reckless Fury. Looking at what we have 2 Bruisers. Naglfar definitely gets us Unseen Elder or Oberon King. Whichever one, either of those are very strong. We're going to play Naglfar this round, because I want to stack Oberon Conqueror to the top of our deck for round 3. So we're going to play our Unseen Elder at some point here with our Naglfar. Keep that in mind. Definitely something we want to be doing. We'll drop a Bruiser here because we have 2. Alright, there's Trig V. We're gonna go for Oberon King instead of Unseen Elder because there's at least around a 50% chance or so, I think, that we get a Taskmaster and purify this off, which would be very good. If we purify this off, I think it's basically winning play. I don't think we'll be able to recover, so we're gonna go for that. We moved first because we're gonna deploy 2 Wild Hunt units off of this, so I want the 2-point boost. That's unfortunate. Unfortunate. His Trig V's gonna get a ton of value. Really was hoping for a Taskmaster here. We have Dominance, yeah, but what's that really serve? Crew's gonna be our best point value here. There we go. The thing I've noticed with this deck is you don't want to be too conservative on your Frost charges. If you're gonna get, for example here, an extra 2 points off of the Frost boost, then go for it, right? And we actually get 3 points off it because we play a Wild Hunt card next turn. 3 points plus the 4 Frost damage is 7. You get 7 from a charge. I'd say definitely take that. That being said, if you're going in something with the Rolock stuff a lot of the time, like if you think they're playing Damien or Stefan, or you want to move something out of the way so you can play, say you're playing a non-devotion stuff, you want to move something out of the way so you can heat wave a Pilgrim, sure, you want to definitely save him in that case. We'll drop our Eredin here. We need him to commit heavily here. We lost our Conqueror for round 3, and we're kind of going pretty hard here. I don't know what his end game is for Pirates. I want him to get rid of these charges, though. I'm concerned he has the Witcher that destroys the damage unit. I don't really want to deal with that round 3. There's Jangifest. We're going to lock our Eredin. That's alright. We won't get his ability anymore. That's not Eredin. That's weird. Oh well. This was Frost this row. I mean, we don't have Dominance right now, so him locking King doesn't change anything. We could have played Parasite with the Dominance back, I think it's a poor use of Parasite. We're going to want it for something else. And a little freeze here, sorry about that. If we frost the other row, we can use our Bruiser to move something to it. And we'll get at least a little bit of value from the frost, and the Bruiser will get 2 more points on its deploy, so that's definitely worth it. We'll take Hammond out. 2 damage, get a little boost. Now we have Parasite's only card left. We might keep it, but honestly, I don't think it's going to be fantastic here. I don't think he has any super strong engines he's going to play. So we might go for a... Actually, I might go for Frost. Oh, Herald's out. Good. We got Herald out. That tells me the other cards in his hand are even more important to his strategy. So I think what we're going to do with this is 6. We're going to hit that with Parasite. We're actually going to use our other Frost charge, I believe. It reactivates a crew, so it's worth 2 more points. Most likely, because I don't think we can win 1 card. So this Frost will be worth 6 here if we go for it. That's pretty good. And then we do the Parasite. And hopefully we can force out whatever he has left in his last leader charge. Because he's going to take 4 damage from Frost in one row, 4 on the other row, 8, going to go down to 11. We're going to Parasite. The bleeding on Naglfar's crew cancels out with the... Actually, we get more points. We get 6 points from the Frost because we have Eredin. So I don't think he can use one card. I think, not even with leader charge. I want him to play both cards. Hopefully ruin his deck strategy here. I don't think he's prepared for this. Heart of Terror, see exactly, this is exactly what I was going for. He loses a bunch of value in Heart of Terror. Hits us with Siri. He's still down by 8 points. And that's GG. Yeah, perfect. This is a perfect example of how the deck's supposed to work. Alright, we found a game 2 here. This time we're going up against a... Okay, so this is either Vi, some kind of Death Wish deck, or Succubus. I think those are the 3 choices. I haven't seen any other Overwhelming Hunger decks lately. Honestly, I haven't seen any Vi decks. I don't really mind that, honestly. Earlier I was playing my Witcher Skellige deck, and that has, at least that can do something against it. Not really, though. Most of my decks don't have an answer to Vi right now, so I'm kind of glad he's not around, as they say. Now, there's a Haunt. Speaking of Vi, now there's 2 things this means. This either means... This means one thing. He's trying to win this round for sure. I don't want him to. He has some kind of strategy, I think, for round 3 he thinks can't be beaten. Or he wants a lot of value in round 2 and 3. That makes me think it's a Succubus deck. Because I think he's trying to get Succubi set up, and then going to try and get value from round 2 and 3, so bleed his hard round 2, go for round 3. When he wins this round, we're not going to let him. I'm telling you right now, we're not going to let this guy win round 1. He's not with some kind of massive commitment. I think our best bet is to go to a longer round 3, try and save some of our engine cards like Foglets. We don't have any of them here, so if we can accumulate both of our ancient Foglets, we didn't see them showing off in the last game actually. We'll try and show them off here. Alright, so like we said, he's getting a bunch of value, he's going to go for a bunch of points. That's okay. We want to win this round, like I said, which means we probably have to play it for a while. So I'm setting up these crews early to get engine value from them. That's why they're being played first. We still have the Frost effect to get out Winter Queen. I'm wondering if we want to save Winter Queen for round 3. I think I mentioned this when I was making the deck. Almost always you want to play your Winter Queen out early. But there's some cases, like for example here, I think you might have some kind of crazy round 3. We need an extra engine in Winter Queen's Thrive for. But you have to think about that very carefully because it's a really big risk. I'm just mentioning it because it's an option. I don't actually think I'm going to go for it. I thought I'd mention it here. It seemed like a perfect example. We have a Bruiser we could move, but then we lose 2 points on not having Frost on the route moves too. So, like I said, we want to win this at all costs this round. So we'll use one of our Frost charges here. Move that. We'll get 2 more points off our Bruiser. We would definitely want to get as much value as possible here. Doesn't matter where we put them on, because, well, I guess there's a chance we go Gels into Naglfar into She Who Knows, but it's really unlikely, so I'm not counting on playing her. But there's no reason not to put them all in the same row in case. Alright, we're closing in here. At this point, we have quite a big play we can do. Well, not a big play, but Anel Conqueror plays for 8 with the Thrive, plus 1 from the Frost is 9. He takes 4 more from Frost is 13. We get 2 more from our Crews, it's 15. We can win with a Conqueror still. So here's the lake. I'm guessing this is going to be... Is it going to be the Consume guy? He doesn't have adrenaline. I'm not sure about this one. That's just a 6-point play. Looks like he's reading it to check to consume. I'm guessing he didn't really want to play that. He probably wanted the succubus. Could have been a misclick. Could have been a misclick. Or he's not playing succubus deck. Interesting. Although everything I've seen kind of suggests a succubus deck. I don't think it's Vi. I think there are too many death wishes for that. None of them were Vi. So at this point, I'm fairly confident it's a succubus deck. And I'm guessing I might have misclicked there. There's Operator, definitely succubus deck. I wonder if him not playing a succubus here makes him lose eventually. It'd be pretty funny if he was down 1 succubus. Now, here, we're down by 12 still. Red Rider still is worth a lot, because take a look here. We activate both of our crews again. That'll give us 4 points of value. He's going to take 4 points of Frost immediately. He's going to pass. And now all we have to do is play any card, because our crews are active and he has Frost active. Let's see, we go Gales into Gagglefire Screw gives us a very good chance to get She Who Knows. I think that's exactly the play we want. Let's see if we can go for that. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping we were going to get her. Because we only have 3 golds in our deck, and we see 2 of them. So, there's, what is it? 1, 2, there's 3 combinations. We just set like basically a 67% chance to see what we wanted. We didn't. That could cost us. We wasted our Eredin here. I think overall it was a good play because pretty sure we basically win the game if we get the She Who Knows off here. We get her carryover set up. I think he's trying to go for round 3 with something specific with Succubus. Maybe drawing with Mata or something to make the adrenaline last longer and keep consuming them. So I think what I want to do here actually is we can draw She Who Knows. We do. Okay, so we're going to push here. I think my original plan was to go to longer round 3, but thinking about it, that might actually favor him. That might, but he'll get time to set up Succubus this way. He'd set them up anyway because he consume them later. This is a tough choice. She Who Knows really makes you want to push, because if you just play She Who Knows for a 10-point play without getting value out of its trying to get value out of its resilience, why not just play Goliath? Honestly, it's 5 provisions more, and it's using the same number of points. So I really want to use her. We have a Larva, and we have Unseen Elder. Almost all of our gold cards are out of our deck at this point. We'll pass anyway. I really want to go for the She Who Knows, but I think it's too risky. We'll play her as a 10 and feel bad about it. Hopefully we can get our Ancient Foglets. He only has 1 Succubus in the graveyard. I'm not sure what kind of crazy engines he has. I think he's just going to go for Succubus Consumes. We have 1 Parasite for removal. He doesn't have Scenario anymore, which is nice. Yeah, these Foglets and Larva are really what I want to see. Preferably the Foglets. We have 1 Red Riders. We're going to keep that. Hopefully get Foglets. We also want the Frost for our value. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. These are really not what I want. Let's put these Taskmasters. Actually, keep more worker back, and then a Taskmaster. Okay, we got both Ancient Foglets. Let's see if we can show off Ancient Foglet here. Now, we have 1 leader charge left, right? That gives 2 turns of Frost. Red Rider gives 4 total turns. I might do something which I don't normally suggest. Actually, there's no 5 damage bronze removal for monsters. So if we go Frost, first Foglet, it'll be worth 6. Next one's worth 5. Neither one will die, then Red Riders boost them both by 4. I like it. Phantom could be a problem. No, we're just gonna Parasite this. There's nothing else I want to Parasite. If he has a Consume card, whatever, he's gonna have a whole bunch. He'll have plenty of ways to consume. Parasite's not gonna find a better target than that. Later on, we'll probably end up with Unseen Elder hitting it with bleeding or something and losing even more points. So we have Larva. Larva's good. Unseen Elder we want earlier. He hasn't played a Parasite yet, I don't think. I don't think so. So it'll probably die. That's okay. Alright, there's Ownermancy. What's he going for? That laugh, he's using a leader on that, isn't he? I bet he uses a leader on it. don't know if he uses 2, but definitely 1. There's 1. Now, I think it's time to set up our Larva. Yeah, because we don't want to set up... We could play Red Riders, but I want to set it up because we're going to need that Frost for boosting. So I think what we're going to do at some point here is go Leader into Foglet, into Red Riders. Maybe then we'll drop our Unseen Elder. We're going to finish with She Who Knows. Unless he plays something that needs dominance, then we'll play it earlier. Honestly, this is really not good. Not a good way to use her, is to use her 10-point finisher, because why not use Goliath? Or like Old Spear Tip, if you wanted something even taller. But this is a scenario we ended up in. I didn't want to get pushed too hard round 1. We could go Unseen Elder now, actually. Yeah, because I don't... If he's gonna Parasite, he's gonna Parasite it. I think I'd rather him Parasite Unseen Elder than our Foglets. Because the Unseen Elder can get locked, but the Foglets can't. So I don't think he's played anything... Yeah, he's not playing Devotion. Oh, there's a Heat Wave on him. Okay. Like I was saying, he's not playing Devotion, so he probably has a Directory of Wool in there somewhere. And if he has a lock... Maybe should have played Foglet. I don't really know. I think it's pretty interchangeable there. There's the Frost. There's a Foglet. Comes down for 6. Gonna get boosted. The second one's will come down for 5. Then Red Riders. If we got Naglfar's crew, normally you'd play on Conqueror off of Oberon Conqueror, because he's worth 7, boost by 1 from Frost, boost by 1 from Conqueror. That's 9 plays for. I'm ignoring the Thrives for a second here. Actually, I shouldn't. It would be worth 11. And then if we play Crew, Crew comes down as 1, boost by Frost, and boost by Conqueror to 3, boost by 4 at the end of the turn. He deals 4 damage in Frost. That's 8. If we have Frost, I think he'll be worth more. He'll be worth more points as long as we get the full Frost value off, which is interesting because normally you just want Conqueror. These more unconditional points. Another thing to keep in mind is we definitely want Conqueror if we needed the Thrives, but we should be fine with Thrive anyway. Thing to note: the boost from Conqueror, the boost from having Frost, applies after the unit's played, so it does not trigger Thrive. So if we played Oberon Conqueror here, he got a +1 boost, go to 6, but he's a 5 when he's played to the field, so we would not get a boost from him. Probably fairly, I don't know. I'm not sure how obvious that is. Thought I'd mention it. Okay, so here we go. Frost going out, +4 on both of our Foglets. Very nice. We already have a 7, a 10. So Conqueror does play for 11. There's a Succubus. Here comes the Consume. He's going to start getting a lot of points every turn. We're going to have to try and keep up. Gonna have to try and keep up. This is where Taskmaster is not great, because there's nothing that I want to purify. We'll go Conqueror though. Start setting up some points here. Ooh, none of these are, well, I think this is the best choice for sure. We get 4 points on our Foglets. He does 4 damage, and he gets boosted by 2. So he's 4, 5, 6. +4, +4. He's worth 14 points here. Definitely better than Conqueror. Definitely better. Like I said here, you can see that our Endrega Larvas did not get boosted by our Conqueror. Alright, there's another Consume. He still has a Consume left on his... Well, he still has a Death Wish left on his Dettlaff. Do a Purify here. I felt like purifying off of Doomed. It doesn't matter. We have Conqueror's going to play for 10. Or 11, like I said. Double Thrive. Double boost on it. Goes to 11. Oh, that's a big Consume for him. Ooh. That's a lot of points. He's really close here. Not having that one Succubus might cost him the game here. That's a big swing, though. Alright, we're up by 7. What's his last play? Would be really big. A double Consume. He might have... What's the Crone that consumes? That has 2 Consumes on it. It's worth 10 plus 6. That's worth 16. Puts into 68, but we have She Who Knows will put us just past that to 71. We win. If he had another succubus, he would win this game if this is the crone, which I think it is. Good to point out here. I'm really not sure why he played the not succubus. My guess is a misclick, we all do it. 58 and then 68, like we said. And this puts us to a comfortable 71, just a few points over. And that's GG. Good game. Let's get into another game here. Going up against Nilfgaard. I imagine this is one of the hyper-thin decks. They're very popular nowadays. With, what's his name? Sunset Wanderers coming out. Helps the deck quite a bit. Now, see, we'll keep this hand. We want to win this round and then push round 2. That's our win condition against this. So we'll just start with a Conqueror. We're going to need some Frost. Unfortunately, the only Frost we have is 1 Red Riders, Eredin, and Leader Charges. Ancient Foglets are really what we're going to try and count on here. Cynthia, I wouldn't immediately say this is Clog. I still think it's probably hyper thin. I've seen mostly that. Haven't seen much Clog at all. But could be. Well, I've actually seen most of the hyper thin decks playing Cynthia too. Not sure why, they just have been. We'll throw down this 4-turn Frost. That way we play our what's it called? Ancient Foglet. It'll go to 7. Pretty solid. There's a Viper Witcher. See, this is what I've seen a lot of the hyper thin decks have been doing. They'll just throw out a Cynthia, they'll give you another card, and they'll just start playing their Viper Witcher adepts. And there's a second one. So we're getting some engines going. We have 1 Ancient Foglet. We'll throw out our second here. Put it here, but then it might get hit by Treason. Put it here. Could be hit by Assassinate, but I don't think many people are playing Assassinate right now. But if we put it there, we get hit by a huge Treason. That would be very bad. You could have also put it on the other side of our Stratagem. Stratagem would have blocked it from getting Treasoned. There's an Ardfen Tortoise. Let's see. We want more Frost, I think. We definitely want to win this round. See, Eredin here is immune to Treason, so we'll throw him out. Like I said, we have to win this round and push round 2, because I think he's playing, what'd I say? Hyper thin. Imperial Golem they've been using a lot instead of Tibor because of the change. There's only 6 provisions. That's pretty significant. It's 1 point less, but you save like 4 provisions. I guess they use that to include Sunset Wanderers. Maybe Cynthia too, now I think about it. Here's a Blightmaker. Looks like he's going to thin out a card. We'll see what this hits. Doesn't really matter. Alright, that's fair enough. And there comes Morven Vorus. I guess he's going to get a big tempo swing here. Probably get at least 1 unit off the top. Yeah, it doesn't look like Clog. It looks like he just plays Cynthia. I think this is hyper thin. With Colgrim. Now, we have to win this round, like I said. We can go Gels and pull our second Red Riders. We'll boost our Foglets. Get a lot of value. We could play our Crystal Skull, but I still have a couple cards we could play. I imagine he'll pass here. He's down 12 with 6 more points of Frost on him. He's going to go Dead Man's Tongue. He's really setting his deck up. I wonder here. How many golds in our deck? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's Sunset Wanderers. We got that out. That's good. Now, we have a couple bronzes we can play. We can also go for our She Who Knows. That's not what we wanted to see. Unfortunate. I really wanted She Who Knows here. The reason why we're going to go for it is because if we go to round 2, he's just going to probably pass. And then... Or he's going to go for his... Fulgrim push. So we really wanted to have that carryover for She Who Knows to help us out there. And we also want to stack another gold card, because I expect he might try to go for round 2 with his Colgrim. So that was our try. Or not Colgrim, I'm not saying Colgrim. That. We want to win the round 2 and set us like round 2 so we can get rid of his Yennefer and Triss and Zarthius and all that stuff. Oh, it is Clog. Interesting. That's not good. Kind of expected it to be Hyper Thin, like I was saying before. Kind of. Ignore what I said, Colgrim with Hyper Thin. That was a mistake. So we'll push this guy back. He's playing Glog with Colgrim, and now we're in a really bad spot. Because we need that carryover from She Who Knows. It wasn't a very high chance we got her. But we really wanted to. Now he did put Ancient Foglet on top of our deck. It's probably not the best choice for him. Alright, so here we're up 10. Well, actually 8, because he's going to have... We have the bleeding and he has the boosts Viper, which is going to be like 11, right?
Strike first,
12.
strike hard.
Oh, that's right, Oberon King still in there. We could play this where we could pass. He has 2 more points. We lose a point. We're tied. It only comes down for 7. If we pass, that's not... It's not enough that I'm convinced we can win. What does he have? We really wanted that She Who Knows. Unfortunate. Gorther Guad. Oh, is he going to go for a stupid Viper Witcher Alchemist play? Let's see what he gets. He's going to steal something good. Oh, it's Viper Witcher. It's fine. Alchemist is rather annoying.
Your life is worth a great deal.
Okay. So we have 2 Bruisers, an Ancient Foglet, and a Guardian on our deck. If we mulligan all 3, we're going to end up... We mulligan 3 times, we're going to end up with a Guardian. There's not much we can do about that. We'll have to just put it back. There it is. Maybe we can drop it here. He could be playing Renew Colgrim, in which case we lose, because we can't beat Colgrim twice. Maybe we should have thrown down our Parrying Phantom, even if it was only worth 7. It's possible we should have done that, but for all I know, he had another Viper Witcher mentor in there. Usually they do. Alright, we get another Ancient Foglet. Why are you putting Ancient Foglets on top of my deck? Shouldn't you put something else on top, like an Unelk Conqueror or something? Snowdrop. Goes to 6. You could go for a card advantage here, maybe. We'll drop our Phantom. He's probably going to drop his Colgrim here, I'm guessing. So we're going to have to probably use... Let's think about this. He gets 8 a turn. He's going to go 17, goes to 23. Phantom hits 3 right now. Unseen Elder comes down for 10. Plus another 2 when we pass. That's 12. That's 17. 2 leader charges gives us 4 more. That's 21. Go to 26. Actually, if we pass next turn, he only gets 8. Okay, so we use both Frosts. We're okay, right? This is a lot of math. Hold on. We'll use these. I think this is enough. I think this is enough. We go up a card round 3, although we still lose. Because going up a card against him doesn't matter, because he has Colgrim again. Oh wait, we don't quite have enough points, do we? Wait. No, because we only have 1 bleeding on Colgrim, so that's just going to be 1 point. I guess we have to land that card. Wait a minute, that was so stupid. Snowdrop just blended into the snow and I forgot he was there. That's awkward. Yeah, that's okay. That wasn't great. Our problem is that he's going to have Colgrim anyway, so we can't remove it. Having an extra card wouldn't really help us. Because we don't have a card that can beat it. Still though, I can't believe Snowdrop just blended into the Frost. I said we had enough points. I'm pretty sure we did have enough points by 1. But, like, this hand can't beat a Colgrim, right? As soon as he plays it, it's game over. She Who Knows has a lot of points. But it's not enough, right? Because we get 2, 4, plus 6, plus probably 6, 8, 14. She Who Knows is 12. We get 26 points this round. If he has Defender, Colgrim gets him 18, 19, plus Defender, 26. Yeah, if he has Defender, as soon as he plays Colgrim, this is game over. Unfortunately. If we had another card, it wouldn't make a difference, honestly, because we would just get another 8 points for him, or another like 9 points from his Colgrim. Anyway, so our only hope here is that he doesn't have Renew. In which case, having another card would certainly help. But, you know, Snowdrop, he's made of snow, you know. He hides in that white frost, you can't see him. And this is only actually worth 2 points instead of 4, so our maximum is 24 here. Or 4 points instead of 6, rather. There's the Renew, so that's game over. GG. Can't beat a Colgrim. We'll do one more game, I think. One last game here, then. Try and end on a win after that last one. The guy confused me. I really thought he was playing a Hyper Thin deck early on, but it was ended up being Colgrim with a little bit clogged, and that kind of ruined our game plan. Oh well. And then Snowdrop hit with the Frost. I'm not mad, this was just funny. It wouldn't have made a difference in the end. Actually, it probably made it worse, because we only have bronzes really left. Anyway. Looking here. Swindle. Okay, we're going up against Lined Pockets. This should be interesting. We'll open with our Larvas. I want to get his Junior out, so we're gonna, because I'm gonna play. I want to have Junior gone, so later on, around 2 or 3, if I play Larvas, they live. Because these Larvas are going to get killed by Junior almost certainly. Because they can't, Syndicate players can't avoid using the fee on them for the value, and they don't get us much value here, right? Because we're probably not going to play our. Well, we're going to play a lot of stuff. This is where he's going to Junior our crew and then fee down both of our Endrega Larvas. That's fine. Wasn't relying on them this round anyway. We're going to play crew and then Gels. Those don't thrive. Maybe a Foglet. Maybe an Alconquer. So what we want to do is just get rid of the Junior. So in round 2 or 3, our not our Foglets, our second Larvas are safe. They're much more valuable than these first ones here. And since he's going first, we don't have to worry about him getting too much of a swing and then pushing us for a win on even. So this is a pretty safe move. Yeah, there's Junior. Like I said, we want to get rid of this. It's going to kill our stuff. That's fine. Alright, we could do it for Oberon, but we're not going to. It's the only way we'd get a double Thrive off, and then these Larvas would be out of range, but I'm not committing him just to avoid having these Larvas die. Could go for our crew again. Let's go for Red Riders. The question is, do we want to try and... Do you want to go for the Frost now or later? We have 2 Frosts in our deck. Or 2 Red Riders. There's no thing for Gels. I think we'll go for that. Just thin that out of our deck. Get a +1 point boost. These are all going to die to Junior's fee, I'm sure. Get our Winter Queen out also. Very nice. Foglet lands for 7 next turn if you want to play it. I think I might want to save it though. And there's all the fees. He doesn't have too many points right now, honestly. He doesn't have any coins. Hysteria, bounty, and damage by 3. That's fine. It's not a big deal. Yeah, Foglet lands for 7. We're in a fair spot here. Let's go for this. I'm not sure how we ended up ahead on even here, but I'll take it. He's probably going to play some big cards. Maybe get rid of his there's Ewald. That's fine. We are immune to bleeding. Can we play any more Veil cards? Well, I guess he has fees from his Tidecloak guy, so it doesn't matter. Start on Eredin. I want to push here because he's actually behind. Eredin should steal this round. You do have to watch out for something like Professor, but okay, there it is. We'll take the round. Like I said, win on even's good. We're gonna push him next round. We would like to see we have Naglfar's crew, but we want to try and do is push him this round hard and then finish with She Who Knows for carryover to round 3. Ideally, that's our game plan here. We have Naglfar to try and get her. This Purifier might be actually pretty useful. These are poisons. How many golds are left in our deck? 1, 2, 3. I'd like to draw Unseen Elder. Probably not going to happen, but I'd like to do it. I guess this is our least valuable card. Okay, that's fine. We have a very good chance of getting our... Well, again, we have like a 70% chance-ish of getting our She Who Knows off of Naglfar. We already tried that once this video and it failed, so that means this time it'll work. Because that's totally how statistics works, right? It's definitely how it works. Alright, so he's just going to go straight into the Novigradian Justice this round. He's not messing around. We have to watch out for Tunnel Drill, but Larvas are fairly resistant to it because he has to get through the armor. And we do have moves, so we can move this Tunnel Drills away from the other Crown Splitters. This is going to give us engine value. This shield will have to get hit eventually. So I'll just start the engine here. We lose 2 points on the shield, but I'm not really concerned. I imagine Tunnel Drill's coming down now. Well, he doesn't have that many coins. He spent, well, because he doesn't have that much profit right now. But I imagine Tunnel Drill will be coming out here. I want to get rid of Tunnel Drill and Cleaver if possible. There's the Tunnel Drill. We'll get rid of that. We can move it to the ranged row next turn. That should mitigate the rest of its damage for this round. He's only going to 3 damage. Might come to regret that. Maybe he doesn't have the coins. Let's just move it. And then we'll play our Aryan Phantom. Very nice. We have 2 more turns of Frost on each row, plus 2 more from our leader charge. We've got enough Frost, and you just want to end with She Who Knows, like we said. That's the game plan. We have to play She Who Knows last for sure, in case he damages it, and then tries to seize it with Philippa. That's just a game lost right there if we manage to make that happen, so we're not going to. There's Cleaver. We got rid of Cleaver and Tunnel Drill. Perfect, that's what we wanted. We could keep going, though. He still has Professor, probably, and probably Philippa. I wonder if we can get those out here, too. This Tunnel Drill, again, has 2 things next to it, so probably losing our crew. Yeah. He doesn't have a lot of coins, though. We could move Tunnel Drill again. Or we can just do this and kill it, because I don't want to deal with it. There we go. I want to protect our engines here. We have left. Maybe we actually want to go for not She Who Knows. Maybe we want to go for Unseen Elder. But I think She Who Knows is better still. Just contemplating different choices. Okay, so we got our Red Riders out. We could go for Oberon. If we give bleeding damage, I wonder if it's boosted. Okay, that doesn't hurt our She Who Knows. We have to keep track of... We have to make sure there's no fees that can hurt She Who Knows. And for him to follow up with a Philippa. He doesn't have the coins right now, though. If we go for Oberon, we need points. Yeah, I think we go for Oberon. I go for the double Thrive. Nice, there's an Conquer, it's worth a lot. The reason we want to go for Oberon now is because we have 2 7s in our hand. So we need to play Oberon before our Larvas get to 5 points. This is looking pretty good here. I want to get rid of his Professor too. I'm not sure where he's hiding it. Because the thing is, we definitely want to end with She Who Knows. But if he has no coins, we can play She Who Knows earlier. There's Professor. Professor on our Endrega worker is really bad because it does 4 damage, right? Well, it bounties and does 4. So it hits the 4 armor and kills it. And then he gets 7 coins. Do you have a Freak Show? That's the card I'm thinking of. If he has a Freak Show, we're going to be in a little bit more trouble. There's a Freak Show. It's got 5 coins. Oh, spend them now so you can't hit my worker here. Alright, so we'll go for the Endrega worker. Do I want to use this Frost Charge? That's the real question. It's worth 4 only. I don't think I do. I'd rather hold on to it. We're up by 6. He has only 2 coins available if he uses all his leader charges. So I'm not actually concerned about a Philip or anything now. Oh, more release? That's good he doesn't have that either. She Who Knows is worth 12. Alright, I don't think he can do anything about this. It might take 2 damage. We could have used our Frost earlier. We'd be up 4 more. But I was concerned he had something like a big swing card. That's a lot of what Syndicate has. Might get Heat Waved or something too, you never know. Haven't seen any of the Devotion yet. But we were playing for round 3 anyway with this Resilience carryover. Wasn't trying to go all in on this round. Kurt. Gonna bounty us? Okay, so we have bounty on She Who Knows round 3. That's interesting. I want a Taskmaster. Actually, what's the chance he can actually kill her? He's gonna need 2 poisons. He has no leader charges left. I think it's unlikely he's gonna have 2 poisons. I haven't seen a single poison card yet. I get the feeling he doesn't really run them. Runs damage instead. Okay, these are not super awesome. Oh, we have 1 charge, so we get 6 on our Foglet. We get 8 from Bruiser though, so Foglet's going back. We could Purify, but I want more points, I think. I don't think he has poisons. Okay, as I said that he has a poison. Well, not awesome. But if he has another poison, it's going to be another Fistic, I think. And then if we can kill whatever unit he plays with our Parasite, he won't have any coin spenders, and that's GG. Poison Bounty. So Sea Jackal, the last card's going to be a poison. It's probably not our Fistic. So as long as we can kill this, which we can with Leader and Parasite, it dies without a unit, he can't spend coins, and he loses. And this is GG, because he doesn't have anything, he can't get above 0. Let's wait for it. There it is. GG. Alright, there's the last game of this video then. Let's go on to changes to the deck. So back in the deck editor here then, this will be pretty quick this time, because most of these cards I like, and I don't think there's many changes I want. I do want to point out that for She Who Knows and Eredin and Unseen Elder, I never felt I needed the Cave Troll. So, we're running essentially the 2 Larvas instead of the Cave Troll, right? We drop these down to 4s. That gives us 4 more provisions, and then we can bump a Taskmaster to Cave Troll. That's basically the swap I did here. Drop these out, gives us 2 4s, 4 provisions, drop a Taskmaster down to 1 Taskmaster, down to another 4, that's an extra 5, and we bump one of the 4s to Cave Troll. So, essentially we're running the Larvas instead of Cave Troll. And I always felt that the Larvas were better than having the Cave Troll, because the only thing I really want to protect is She Who Knows, and basically only play She Who Knows once they've passed, or once they we know they have nothing in their hand left, right? They have 1 card, say, in their hand. We know it's not a lock because they've played their lock already, or we don't think they run a lock, or say their Devotion and we know that card's not a Heat Wave. So we don't really need the Cave Troll for She Who Knows. It lets you more proactively play She Who Knows, but we don't have to play her more proactively. We can just play her as our last play once they've passed. So I don't think I missed the Cave Troll at all. Mentioning other cards here as we go down. Parasite, I wasn't sure we needed the removal. I like having the removal. I've seen quite a few decks not playing Parasite, but I think Parasite's really good, and it helps because in this deck particularly, with the movement leader, you can move something to a row that's empty, a lot of the time actually, because they won't play into both rows thinking you're going to frost them both with Argath or something. And then it gets Frost, and then you play Parasite, and the Frost does 2 damage. You can remove an 8 that way with the Parasite. It's very useful. I definitely think people should play it. I'm not sure what's up with people not playing Parasite. And then we have the 2 Foglets and Larvas. Like I said, these are really relying on these 6 provision bronzes, and they did very well. Parasite, or what am I talking about Parasite again for? We have Foglet usually comes down for about 10. You usually get about 10 points out of Foglet. You can get more. If you're running Argath, say you want to cut a Larvas, or the Larvas, and a Red Rider, you get plus 3 provisions there. You can up a Taskmaster to Argath. You can do that if you want. Just run 1 set of Endrega Larva. That's an option. You get more value out of Foglets then. I've tried that out. It was pretty good. But I think I prefer the double Larvas. Anyway, these guys did very well. I like having the powerful bronzes here. Then we have Red Riders, the Bruiser, and Taskmasters. I think I'm going to cut the Taskmasters for Riders. Not sure yet. Could cut one Taskmaster for one Rider. You know, just have one of each. That was a joke, by the way. I'm not dumb. Contrary to what you may see in some of these videos on occasion. Now we have 2 crews and then a Kikimor Worker and Conqueror. Kikimor Worker did very well. I think I'm going to keep it in here. And it's a very strong general bronze 4 provision card for monsters now. Taking 4 damage, if they put a damage card into it. I can see where this would be less good against something with orders, right? Like Northern Realms where they have orders that do 1 damage. And they get more value out of them like that. Or say they have the tutor, the guy with patience is +1 damage each turn where they hit the 4 damage into your dude and it dies. I can see where it'd be less valuable there, but I like the card. It definitely helps with the Endrega Larva's thrives. But yeah, I think this is it. Let's take these out real quick for some riders, and that'll be all the changes I think I want to make. It probably helps that I did a whole bunch of testing with this deck previously in when I was making the other video, the tall one, so a lot of these cards we already tested out. Oh, mentioning one more thing, one last thing. We take out the 2 Taskmasters here. The Purifies I don't think are that valuable. Like, they're useful in some cases for sure, but if we Purify a Defender, we only have Parasite to kill it with, right? So we can't really just... It's not like we have Heat Wave, or a Geralt or something, or even a Directory of Wool for a lock. If we Purify something, if we Purify Defender, the only thing we have to interact with whatever's behind it is Parasite. And that's not super awesome. So I don't think that, in that case, the offensive Purifies don't really help us. Then we have the defensive Purifies on us. And honestly, we don't have anything above 7. And then the 2 7s are bronzes. We don't have anything above a 6 that can be poisoned. Right? Because Unseen Elder and Eredin are 6s. They might get poisoned, but if they get poisoned, they get another turn of their value. And at that point, I'm happy. Except for She Who Knows. And She Who Knows we're going to play last, so they don't lock it or poison or anything. If they have a lock now, though, this we have to be a little more careful because we can... if they have a Directory of Wool as their last card, they might lock her, but it is what it is. People who save Directory of Wool for the last play. It's only 6 points, so they might not actually get enough points to win the round that way. And we know that, so we can play around that. So this is the deck, guys. It actually worked really well. I like having those strong bronzes as opposed to the Cave Troll, and hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.